Hey everybody, so it's time for NHL Picks of the Week, where I choose 5 games from the upcoming week in the NHL and pick who I think is going to win the game. Last week I went 5-0 with my picks. Only the second time this season I went 5-0, but that brings my overall record this season to 44-19 on the year. So I am very, very happy with that. NHL is tough to predict. You're never going to be perfect, but I think 44-19 overall is a pretty darn good record. So before we get into this week's picks, I just want to remind everyone to please hit that like button down below. That really helps out the channel a lot. And if you're new, to please subscribe and follow along for all my hockey content this season and all year round. So let's get into my picks this week. Coming off a 5-0 week, I obviously want to keep that momentum going. So starting with today, the 29th, I have the Tampa Bay Lightning over the Detroit Red Wings. Obviously, Detroit, the worst team in the league, on an all-time bad pace. Tampa Bay desperately needs points. This Atlantic Division, the playoff race going on in the Atlantic Division right now is very, very tight. A lot of teams stacked on top of each other. Every point is crucial. Tampa Bay cannot be losing to teams like Detroit if they want to make the playoffs. So the Lightning know they need to win this game, and I think they will. Tomorrow, the 30th, I have Pittsburgh over the Ottawa Senators. Pittsburgh's been playing very, very well recently. They're particularly good at home. Very, very good home team. Ottawa, listen, I've given Ottawa a lot of credit this year. They're a lot better than I thought they would be. I thought this would be a historically bad Senators team. They're not. However, they're still not a good team. They're not a playoff team. They're already out of it as far as the playoff picture goes. Pittsburgh is going to win this game, I think, and should win this game. And I'm going with the Penguins tomorrow night. I got a couple games for you for New Year's Eve, Tuesday. I've got Carolina over Montreal. That one, that's not an obvious choice necessarily, but I feel that one. I feel that one. Carolina is going to beat Montreal. Carolina's at home that game. The Canadiens are just one of those teams that they'll go on a winning streak, but then they'll go on a losing streak, and then they'll win a couple more games, but then they'll lose a couple, and they're just kind of all over the place. I think Carolina's the better team. I think Carolina gets it done on a holiday, New Year's Eve, at home. They're going to want to storm surge that game, so I think the Hurricanes get it done. And also, the same night, I've got Calgary over the Chicago Blackhawks. Chicago's been really disappointing this season. They're the worst team in the Central Division. Calgary, fighting for their playoff lives, need points. Very important 2 points on the line in that game. Again, this is similar to the Tampa Bay-Detroit thing, where if Calgary's going to make the playoffs, they can't be losing games to Chicago. They can't be losing games to teams like that. So Calgary knows what they need to do. I think they go out there and they do it. They pick up 2 points and win over the Blackhawks. And my final 5th pick for this week comes from January 2nd, which is Thursday night. I've got the New York Islanders over the New Jersey Devils, and that's just flat out the Islanders are a much better team. The Devils have been maybe the biggest disappointment, one of the biggest disappointments in the league this year. They're one of the worst teams in the league. They're struggling to find any wins out there on their schedule. I don't see them beating the Islanders. The Islanders are the number 2 team in the Metro Division, one of the best teams in the league, one of the best defensive teams in the league. I don't see the Devils beating the Islanders. So those are my 5 picks for this week, hoping to improve on my 44-19 record on the year. I've got Tampa Bay beating Detroit tonight. I've got Pittsburgh over Ottawa Monday night. I've got Carolina over Montreal and Calgary over Chicago on Tuesday, and the New York Islanders over the New Jersey Devils on Thursday. So no late week picks this week, which is rare. Usually more of my picks come Friday, Saturday, but all earlier in the week games for the most part, with the exception of Thursday this week. So those are my picks, and hopefully they work out as well as my picks last week did. So with that, like, comment, share, subscribe, follow on social media. All those links are down in the description below. If you'd like to further support the channel, the links to our Patreon and merchandise store are down in the description as well. Keep spreading the word about this channel. Let's keep this thing growing. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you guys soon.